Alrighty, so central question. How and why did states in Africa develop and change over time? So let's start with our geography. Here's the continent of Africa and many of the different empires, countries, states that were developed across a large swath of time, both before and after the frame that we're talking about here. But this is our continent, right? That's what's kind of unique, weird about this topic is that it's an entire continent, a large continent with a fair amount of people living in it, a lot of natural resources in it, but we only have one essential question devoted to it. Okay, so that's more of a topic for another day, but that's something to keep in mind. So another thing to keep in mind, okay, I'm going to remind you from the last video is what do we know about states? What are we supposed to be thinking about states when we talk about them, okay? So to remind you, that is meeting people's needs, so organizing of resources, and one of those needs that we always have to think about is law and order. People want to make sure they're safe, but they also want to make sure that they're safe in another perspective, which is they're not a bunch of people with different views, different beliefs, doing things that they think are taboo all around them. Okay, that's a large part of how people conceive of themselves as safe. They may be physically safe, but they also want to be, spiritually, emotionally, mentally safe too. They don't want to think that all their neighbors are going off and doing things that they think are taboo, are wrong. And so they expect the state to make sure that they're safe from those things being committed around them. Okay, now in Africa, we see a lot of different states, but there's also a bunch of up and down. Okay, it's not that they don't do those things well of meeting people's needs, particularly those religious beliefs, that safety, etc. It's just still a lot of up and down, and that is related to both internal and external factors. Some of those internal factors that are going to cause the up and down of whether or not the states in Africa are meeting those needs are tribalism. Okay, people's fealty, people's loyalty to their family, to their tribe. Another one, where did I lose it? So tribal, what was the other one? Oh, traditional beliefs. So, and that segues into the next piece here of external factors. So, like I was saying, tribalism and traditionalism, it's all very traditional. It's all very archaic. People feel that loyalty to their family group, to their tribe, and the beliefs of that tribe going way back. And one of the push and pull is that we have Christianity coming in, we have Islam coming in, and that is going to change people's beliefs. Okay, so going back to what I was saying about law and order and the responsibility of a state. Okay, that's one of the reasons why we get this up and down, a lot of change in the area, is because guess what? What they think is law and order is changing based on whether they're a Christian, whether they're a Muslim, or whether they believe in the more traditional beliefs of their tribe. Okay, so for one example, Ethiopia goes from tribalistic, traditional belief system to instead being this one tiny island of Christianity and an ocean of Islam. Bunch of Muslim countries all around it, but it's this one little Christian kingdom in the center. Okay, and I'm just going to make another connection. So if you're not staying with me, that's okay. But if you're sticking with me, then you're really picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, so just like in Sufism in South Asia, India, Sufism is Islamic, but they're not the same sort of Islam that you see in the Middle East. Instead, they blend. They think of it very spiritually. They don't follow the same rules. They don't do all the rule part of Islam that you see in Arabia. Instead, they're more spiritual. Well, similar in Ethiopia. They're very spiritual with their belief in Christianity, but they also mix it in with a bunch of their traditional beliefs in Africa, and they're not so big on the whole rule part of Christianity in the same way Europe did. Europe got really obsessed with the rules involved in Christianity and less so with the spirituality. Okay, so there we've got a across time, we just made a bunch of different comparisons. Okay, spirituality focus is Sufism, spirituality focus with Christianity in Ethiopia, contrasting with the more legal, right, the rules oriented belief in Europe. Okay, so I did that last bit a little bit more spontaneously, just because it popped into my head. But that's an example of what you want to try and be doing as you're taking your notes and as you're reading. Okay, boom, 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 having things pop into your head and clicking with, oh, this is similar, oh, this is different, etc. throughout time and place. Okay, skipping ahead there, but that's an important skill to have. Another long one.